We are live. Welcome back. There we go. Sometimes I get confused. Hey, y'all, we back. Welcome back to the HBCU Daily Grind. My name is Omar Muhammad, helping you improve and progress in business and in life. Welcome back. As always, we have a special guest. And as always, I want to give a big shout out to Mike Ballard for allowing us to play this nice beat that we have as we come into the HBCU Daily Grind. So don't forget a couple things. We are on YouTube. Of course, we're on YouTube, y'all. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And you can find us by going to HBCU by Association. Yep, that's where we are. Looking forward to connecting with you. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Share it with all HBCU and non-HBCU folk as well. So we want everybody to tune into the HBCU Daily Grind. So without further ado, I want to welcome to the HBCU Daily Grind, Curtis McSears. Hey, Curtis, how are you?
Hey, what's going on? It's a blessing to be here. How you doing, Omar?
As always, man, improving and progressive, man. And yourself?
Yes, sir. Same here. Same here. I love that slogan. I love that. Right.
Yes, sir. You can use it, man. Just give me a quarter every time you use it.
You own the rights to that. Okay.
Yeah, I want everybody to use it.
Yeah.
So Curtis, let's do a shout out. So do a shout out to the HBCU that you attended, and what was your major at that HBCU?
I would like to shout out Bowie State University, BSU Bulldogs. I attended there for like 2 years or so. And I studied business administration. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, we'll get more into that. So we always start off with this. I always think that there are 4 quadrants to HBCUs. And I'm gonna give you all 4 of them. You just let me know if which one or if all of them resonate with you. All right, so it just happens to spell out HBCU. So the H is for homecoming, the B is for Black excellence, the C is for clubs and organizations, and then the U is for some united place or campus where you had fun, you ate, you just network with individuals. So I'm gonna just turn it over to you. What resonates with you?
I think for me, I like Black excellence. Attending HBCU, you're attending a school where there's people that look like you, who understand your struggle, understand, our past as a whole. Everyone has their unique experiences. However, we are Black people, and so we have similar experiences as well. So to be able to attend a university, a HBCU like that was great. And then I had friends as well from my high school that attended as well. So it was a great transition. I enjoyed myself. Yeah.
All right, man. Much love with that Black excellence as always. All right, so let's talk about at Bowie State. Were you an entrepreneur?
I was not an entrepreneur. I was not an entrepreneur. However, I was entrepreneur minded, I'd say, in a sense that I wasn't always doing what I do now. Let's just say that I was doing what I do now in a different way. Everyone is obsessed with the rappers in the streets and stuff like that. I actually did that. So in doing that, you don't realize that you're actually operating as a businessman, even though it's not within the wheelhouse of the United States laws and regulations. You're still learning a business, customers, supply, demand, all of that good stuff. So I look back and I always like, wow, that's amazing. Even in doing something that wasn't supposed to be doing, you still get the business. So I guess I was applying it and I didn't even really make the connection.
I hear you. All right, so let's get right into it then. So what led you to the business that you in now? Let's kind of talk about what led you and then go right into what do you do in your business?
Wonderful. So what led me into what I do, I guess I should start off by saying that I do custom apparel, screen print embroidery, custom logo designs, shirt designs, all types of print, hats, shirts, everything. What led me to begin that process, getting to where I am now, was I was a rapper. I was an inspired rapper. I wanted to rap, yes. Because just like what I'm doing now, I get to share my experiences. I always wanted to have a message with what I did. And so even as a rapper, I wasn't glorifying those things that I was talking about, getting out of that and actually finding yourself and becoming a real citizen, a legit person. So even though I was rapping, I was doing positive rap then too. So anyway, so I had a group, I was a rapper, I had a group, and we all wanted shirts, apparel to wear, to represent us as a group, as a collective. And so what I did was I said, with all the finances that was going to mixing and mastering, you spend a lot of money as an artist, as a musician, just perfecting your craft and getting things mixed down. And so people will take a listen, because the idea when you're a musician is to get your music out there and it has to sound crisp, because you want the right people to hear it, right? So you got to be professional in everything that you do, right? So our finances going to that. Therefore, we was like, hey, is there a way that we could get these shirts done either cheap or figure it out? And I said, I'm gonna do it myself. I went on YouTube University and I shirts, DIY, I believe it is, do it yourself. And I saw some things there that intrigued my eye. I saw that, yes, you could do it yourself. And, I saw the equipment that those guys were using on the YouTube, and I priced the equipment, and the equipment was maybe $1,200 with the option to actually lease it to own it. So if you had a decent credit, you could get it. So I said, wow, okay, I'm gonna get one of these machines because I plan on being an artist and we're gonna have to reproduce. So I might as well get one, right? So I got one. And then as I did more research into the machine and what others were doing with the machine, a light bulb went off and I said, wow, everyone wears shirts. Like everybody in the world has to wear clothing, right? And so a light bulb went off and I said, hey, I could provide shirts for other people, not just myself, not just my group, I could do it for others. And then it went further, like, wow, schools, businesses, people have uniforms. Wow, okay. So that's when I really dove into the homework aspect. Like I really started to study the machine and the equipment and what was needed to start the business, even on the back end, the back office, what we call it, just getting your email set up, setting up your EIN number, doing a whole lot of the homework to actually becoming a legit registered business in my state. So probably like 6 months of just studying and reading and researching and absorbing it, and then also playing around with the machine and making my own shirts at the time before I was ready to go like sort of public and start sharing that I'm embarking on this business, right? So that's what led me to answer your question. I don't want to go too far because I'm going.
It's about you telling your story, man. I'm listening, man. But yeah, I love the idea that you mentioned a number of things. YouTube University. You talked about doing your homework, and I always tell my daughter, homework doesn't end when you graduate from high school. I mean, it's always going to continue. So I like that. Absolutely. And then sometimes as entrepreneurs, we're impatient. But you say it took 6 months to kind of get where you were, so talk to, the entrepreneurs that are here, that are tuned in, and even me, sometimes I'm impatient. I wanted to go right away, but it don't do that, so talk to us about, what led you to really be patient.
So really what happened was, I found something that I could be just as creative as with the artistry of rap. I found something that I can create over here with clothing. That's still a creative process. So I'm a creative. Therefore, that creative passion that I had for rap and all the things, the patience that you had to have with that process just transferred over to the patience that I need to have for this process, because it's all creativity. Yes. So that's what it was. The passion is what motivated me, that light bulb that went off. And then I said, hey, I could still be creative and create designs and people could wear my stuff. That's just as good as people listening to my music and saying, oh man, that was so fly, that was dope, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's that same passion. And so it was an easy transition as far as that. And so the homework wasn't really homework in a sense. We think, I gotta go do my homework. No, it was, I wanted to learn. I was on fire. I wanted to learn this thing because that passion motivated me. And so that's what I would say to entrepreneurs. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, don't do something that is just lucrative, or you see the easiest road, or you have to do something that's within your wheelhouse, your gifts, your talents, your knowledge, or your credentials, something that you really care about, that's beyond just money and beyond, all the superficial stuff, because the money will come when you're doing the thing that you love to do or you're passionate to do. So yeah, that patience came from my will to learn and to be successful as well. Because I even with music, I wanted to put out a great quality product. I could have just sent that unmixed version of an album to record labels or such and such, but then that represents me as a person, and they will look at our group as being, unprofessional, or they won't even give it a listen. So I wanted to transfer that with my product. So that's why the homework is so important, because you have to perfect your craft. You got to chisel at it and keep on going and learning more. I'm still learning. So I'm still perfecting the craft. Like, I make mistakes and I learn from them all the time. So there's so much to learn. But it takes that passion. Is so important and it's so key. Like a purpose to what you're doing is so key. So I would say that gave me the patience. Mm-hmm.
Hey, so we always improving and progressing.
Yeah. There you have it. Yeah, there you have it.
So you're creative, and I'm always interested in creative individuals. I mean, I think I'm creative, but but I'm creative. I ain't gonna downplay it. So for you, what would you say to entrepreneurs who are thinking about putting together a clothing line? Especially, I want to focus on the logo in particular. The color of the logo.
Yes.
I guess it's the color of the logo, yes, and then the font of the logo. What advice would you give to those individuals?
It really depends on your audience. If you're in the hip hop realm, right, you can have something that's more hip hop, is more urban, like, that kind of thing, because that's your target audience. If you're going professional and you're going to be in corporate, you may want your logo to be clean, pretty simple, Nike, certain type of things that's just clean, crisp, and simple, and just let it pop like that. You don't have to have that many colors or anything. It just needs to be clean and professional, so that when you put it on with polos, you have to think ahead. You have to think, okay, I'm in corporate, so there's going to be a lot of polos. There's going to be like dress shirts, maybe that one, that kind of thing. So your logo needs to be able to fit with that. You're not going to put a hip hop style logo on those items per se. Not that you can't, but I'm saying if you're going in corporate, you want to think along those lines. Or if you're going urban, or if you're going pop, or whatever segue you go. Yep. Yeah.
And so just to be clear, because we've done an event together before, and I thought you just did the embroidery piece, but you said no, I'm the manufacturer.
Yeah.
You come to me when you try to manufacture stuff.
Yes,
so being in this industry, the manufacturing industry, what is it like being an entrepreneur in that industry, especially with all this stuff that's happening around the world?
Well, obviously, like with COVID, that put a damper on a lot of people's businesses, even mine. And so things were kind of tight for a while. However, as a manufacturer, I have two teams out in Pakistan, two manufacturers that work with me, and we're very tight. I can call them right now. They send me pictures, they send me everything. We work as a team. That's my partner. So they represent my brand. So how is that? It's really it's just a relationship. You build a rapport with individuals. For me, I have a unique experience because I was fortunate to be a part of a basketball organization. I still am, that had those parameters, that had those connections already set. So I they plugged me in with that manufacturer, which is one of my guys now. So I was just fortunate that, but hadn't I started this business and already been working and built up to that point, I would have never gotten a room to get that connection. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of work that was done prior. So for me, we built a rapport. When you're dealing with new manufacturers, so let's talk about that. When you're dealing with a new manufacturer, you must ask all the questions in the world, because a lot of times manufacturers from overseas, their sizes are not correct. Sometimes the quantity, sometimes it's hard to communicate with them because they speak a different language, or they from, so it is pretty risky. However, there are measures that you can take to avoid any type of issues, in which that is just ask questions, email them, go to their website. That you can go on Alibaba. That's I don't use manufacturers from there because I told you how I got mine. But however, there are great manufacturers out there. I may branch out and start doing some other things, and I'll go on there. And so you want to make sure that they have traders assurance, and you want to make sure that they're like a 5-star, 4-star rated. And you want to make sure that they've been doing business for years. You don't want to get a newcomer. And then, you just email them, you ask them questions, they get right back to you. Some of them have WhatsApp, maybe they have a conversation. Me and my manufacturers, we have conversations, we talk and text, and they send me videos, I send them measurements and videos and pictures, et cetera, et cetera. It's an exchange. It's a thing that you build with them. And, I would say you always order samples. You order a sample of something. It may cost you money. However, that sample will be the representation of your brand. So sometimes you got to make that investment. And you're also trying to avoid a pitfall dealing with them. So you send samples. And then also another key part is, just asking them, or, just telling them that your preference is to do a down payment, maybe half down and half when I receive. So that way, that they're actually putting your money to work. Or if they decide to just flee with your money, you have half of, you didn't lose the whole thing, and those, if you go by those measures, 9 times out of 10, you'll be fine. They're not out to get you like that unless you just not really serious about what you're doing. So you have to make sure you dot every I, cross every T on your end.
I love that. Yep. So that's just not in manufacturing. That's in any type of business and any type of partnership that you may be going into as well.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that. So let me take you back to Bowie. So what advice would you give, or let me reframe it this way. How can HBCUs, especially the one that you went to, foster entrepreneurship?
How can they? How can they? I think that I'm not sure now if that's part of the actual curriculum, like that if there are classes that talk about investments. I would say investments is a huge piece, that talks about.
When you say investments, you're talking about somebody investing in your business? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, that I mean, it could be that part. I would love for someone to invest. However, maybe I will go on Shark Tank or something. However, yeah, in HBCUs entrepreneurship. Okay, so we're talking about. I'm about to go into investments. I was about to segue to something else.
It's all good. Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is good as well, because a lot of times, I know the way I was brought up. We were brought up to get a college degree to get a job.
Yeah.
And that was our mentality. What's the best job that we can get? What classes or what major should I go into that I can make the most money? That kind of thing, and work for a company. It was never, okay, take this education and embark on an entrepreneurship, because there wasn't no resources. No one was ever pointing us towards that direction. So I would say that if there was like, a department, of entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship could cover so many different aspects. I mean, it's so much with entrepreneurship. You got to know taxes, you got to know emails and taking calls and marketing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How to create a product, target audience. I mean, just everything. So there's so much that can be taught in that aspect if individuals want to go that route. And I think that it just needs to be more awareness. Like what you're doing right now is amazing. It's great because that's what they need. This type of talk right here. And then maybe have, speakers or, have people teaching, professors teaching on certain subjects and see where it goes, and they can build that department from there.
Yeah, I love that idea. The department is extremely important. Mm-hmm. All right, so how has Bowie helped you in life and in business?
Bowie State University helped me to really educate myself. I'd say education is key, because some of the terms that I come across now, or I have for a while now, since being an entrepreneur, you do kind of, sometimes you remember, you're like, wow, I remember hearing about that or being taught that in college. You know what I mean? Like now I know what it means now. I'm older and I'm actually doing the stuff now. It makes sense now, okay? Because I have a target. I know what I'm doing. So I'd say the education piece, education is key. Whether you do it at a university or you educate yourself, you're a book reader and you're able to create and do things from that aspect. You have to, there's no way around educating yourself or whatever you do. So education, I'd say Bowie State University taught me the most. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So is there anything else you want people to know about you or your business? Did we even mention the name of your business?
Supreme Glory Apparel. I thought you could give me the introduction of a lifetime. Nah.
Yes, I give you all a chance to talk about your business. So how can people find out about your business?
Okay, so I'm on social media platforms because that's the wave of the future. So I'm on IG, Instagram at SGA Shop. It's all one word, SGA Shop, as well as TikTok the same, as well as Facebook the same as well. And so that's how you can reach me. You can, check me out, check out our work, see what we do. I have a few pieces here. Matter of fact, this is manufactured work right here. These are jerseys.
Stop playing, man. Yeah, show me.
These are team jerseys that we did for a nonprofit organization in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Youth Kings and Queens.
Sir.
Yep. So those are real uniforms. They come with the shorts as well.
So, Chris, did you design that logo?
Oh yeah, I designed this logo too as well.
Okay,
yes, indeed. Yep.
Yeah. Come on, show that off.
We designed that one. Yep.
Okay.
Most of them we designed. I didn't design this one, but this is a light jacket, full color, lightweight jacket. Mm-hmm. Washington Fusion. And then also just for kicks, we even do the varsity type style jackets.
Oh wow.
It's build on the back.
Yeah.
You see, got the trim, embroidered. Yep. So we can.
Wow. So is there, I'm sorry, go ahead, Curtis, go ahead.
No, so there's no limits to what we can.
I know what I was going to say, man.
There's no limits. There's no limits. We just want to provide the excellent service, customer service to all, and we get a joy out of taking someone. A lot of times we do create the designs, and that's the best part, is because individuals come to us with a vision, and we're able to bring that vision to light through the design first, and then through recommendation of apparel according to their vision, and then executing and then having product in hand and at a great price points that they can make profits as well. And then after all that's said and done, we mention them on our page. When we produce work, we free marketing. We just shout people out because we're just fortunate to just have amazing clientele. So it's a beautiful thing. We love what we're doing. So
Absolutely. All right. Anything else you want people to know about you or about your business?
Hopefully I'll be speaking more. I'm getting used to this. This year has been the beginning of podcasts and speaking engagements. I would love to be. I just want to share what I know. What I don't know, I won't share. But what I do have to give, I want to give. Because also a part of entrepreneurship is having a great network, having people around you that can be quote unquote mentors, or just can be partners that you throw ideas back and forth. It's a trusted group. You gotta be confidential with everything because you don't want to just give away stuff. However, when you have a trusted partnership and a great core network, you guys feed off each other and you learn a lot from others, the things that you can't do. You learn a lot from partners and your network. So networks is a huge deal.
That's a
Huge deal.
Absolutely, man. We're definitely gonna be reaching out to you because we need some merch over here in the HBCU by association. You know,
Yes,
homecoming
indeed.
stuff is
Yes,
coming up,
indeed.
so we need to get ready.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, I'll take care of you guys for sure.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So that's Curtis McSears, man. Really appreciate you coming on board and sharing your story. And you know, and people can reach out to you again where?
On Instagram, SGA Shop. That's SGASHOP. As well as TikTok, as well as Facebook. I'm on all of those platforms. And so I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Omar, for this opportunity. You know, some of my work also is on BT in a BT movie. So
Okay.
you'll see that. Please visit my my pages and you'll see some of the work that I've done for many businesses and corporations, as well as movie productions and stuff like that. So I'm blessed to be here doing what I do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you. I'm gonna play this music as we go on out. So don't forget, you can follow us on HBCU by Association on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as well as our website. To see past episodes, just head on over to HBCU by Association.com, and all our information is there. So we're here every Monday at 5 o'clock until we meet each other again. Continue to improve and progress. Peace.
Great.